Good evening and welcome. My name is Taylor Kingman. As president of the Board of Trustees of the San Angelo Independent School District, I would like to welcome all of you who are present at tonight's Preagenda board meeting. We appreciate your interest in the activities of our students and the business of SASD. All items that will be discussed at our meeting this evening have been posted as required by state law. Also, as you may be aware, our board meets a minimum of 2 times per month, and most of the items on our agenda this evening will be discussed tonight and voted upon at our regular board meeting. As members of the SASD Board of Trustees, we're here to set goals, listen to reports from our superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, and personnel appointments, and to make policy for the district. Please keep in mind that our meeting is a meeting of the Board of Trustees held in public and not a meeting of the public. However, we do have a public comment item on our agenda that allows anyone present who wishes to speak to our board team on an item that is not on our action agenda or an action item on the agenda an opportunity to do so. Please provide your name and contact information and the specific topic you wish to address on the public comment form. Please listen carefully and comply with the following rules so we can move through this part of the meeting efficiently. Each speaker will be given a total of 3 minutes. The district will provide an official timekeeper. You will be notified when your time is up. Please respect the privacy of others and refrain from identifying students, employees, or other community members by name. Disruption of the meeting will not be tolerated at any time, and comments on any subject, whether positive or negative, must be courteous and respectful. Comments are limited to the specific topic you indicated on the form you filled out, and any speaker with a complaint about a district employee, decision, or operational issue should present that complaint through the appropriate mechanism, which is the district's formal grievance process. If you have a pending grievance being processed by the district, please recall that you will not be permitted to speak about the grievance during public comment. Also, please understand if you offer public comment that the board cannot reply to you except to thank you for your comments since the matter has not been posted for discussion. I ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking, and I also ask, as I remind my fellow board members, to please turn off or silence your cell phones. Again, thank you for being here and for your support of SASD. We do have a quorum this evening. Ms. Cardenas got called away for work, so she will not be able to be here this evening. And with that, we will stand and I will lead us in the pledges. All right, we do have 2 people signed up for public comment tonight. First is Mr. Virgil Passetti, and it's under Leadership Goals and Transparency. Wait 1 second, let me get the mic turned on for you. We'll restart the timer for you.
Thank you. One of the things that you said that you do here is set goals. Here in a minute, we're going to hear about the Targeted Improvement Plan. And over the last 4 years, I've heard these, and it's the same thing over and over. We're doing great here, we're doing great there. Look, this one little data point, we did good there. But as you can see from the TEA scores, not so good. Can we actually tell us what the goal is? I know at the last meeting you said 73 wasn't your goal, that you thought we could do better. Well, what is the goal? Because no one ever gets held accountable. They come up here, they tell us the same improvement plan, more schools turn to Fs, they get raises, they get promoted, nothing ever happens. Why don't you give us the clear goal? We have this many schools failing, and if we don't see this many get to this level by this time, then we have to do something different. And sometimes that means a management change. And if you're not able to do a management change, then maybe it's a board change. If you are too tangled with these people that I know you like them. You say, hey, we got great people. But sometimes great people don't have great results. And so just because your results are bad doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means you're on the wrong seat of the bus. And if you're not willing to make changes because you like that person too much, then maybe this isn't the board for you. Maybe there's another board somewhere else you can go to. Look at Fannin, temporary principal, F. Goliad's an F school. You put a temporary principal in there. Reagan's an F school. They were in an F school, but then you put a brand new principal in there. So now she's on her second year. That's an F school. You say that we're going to move assets and do this and all this. So are you going to take a principal out of one of the A schools that has a proven track record and then shift them to the F school so that they can take that leadership and put it there? Well, that might endanger your A school that y'all are here to protect. So instead of telling us you're going to do something, tell us what the goal is, and then tell us what you're going to do. And then this time next year when I come in here, if things got better, then we can correlate to what did it. And if things didn't get better, then it's time for a change. So be transparent. Tell us what the goal is and what you're going to do different. And then that way, when we come back next year, we can see if it worked. And if it didn't work, let's not do the same thing over and over expecting different results, because that would be insanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Passetti. Next, we have Ms. Sarah Alexander. Her topic is Lakeview.
I'm here again today to advocate for Lakeview. I'm going to be completely honest. Closing campus kind of opened Pandora's box. Many of us, myself included, had no idea about the depths of the inequalities between high schools. We knew about the ones that have always existed, the racism, the discrimination against low-income families, but the true extent of all of this would have likely never come to light had you not closed campus, then doubled down on that by calling it a non-issue. I will admit that if you hadn't have closed campus or even opened it back up at any point, I would have never looked into any of it and would have likely just accepted the Central is a bigger school excuse without even questioning it. Instead, as weeks go by, parents discover more and more things. The lack of opportunities at Lakeview are clear when looking at the district's own accountability report. In that report, Central is offered multiple clubs and organizations that are unavailable to Lakeview students. Additionally, the list of classes and sports not offered at Lakeview is egregiously long. Even when something is allegedly offered, we still don't have it. Recently, San Angelo Police Chief Travis Griffith said, "I'd encourage San Angelo folks to have hard conversations with their kids and make sure that we're reinforcing that we need to have value for life and have a connection to our hometown, to treat it as best we can and speak up when we see something." I would like to encourage all of you to do the same, because we are having those hard conversations with our kids and they are speaking up, but y'all aren't listening. How are they supposed to have that connection to their hometown, the one that deters serious, even criminal acts, when it's clear that some people in charge of their school don't care? The school-to-prison pipeline is a very real thing that begins in failing public schools and with administrators who fail to give kids opportunities to thrive. You must lead by example and value the lives of the children on the north side too. If we want a better community, then you all must treat each child the same, and when they speak up, take their concerns seriously. Please do not leave our kids locked down for another 3 years while Central remains open. This blatant inequality is a constant reminder to the community of where your priorities lie. Open Lakeview back up and level the playing field. Again, we're not asking for more, just the same. Don't let your personal and professional reputations be forever tainted by a lack of empathy. Quit treating this as a non-issue. Lastly, everyone knows about the data breach with Power Schools, aka Home Access Center, same company. Ken Paxton literally sued Power School on September 3rd for breaches across the state. Just be honest with the public about it so that we know what's been done with our children's personal information. We just want transparency. It's been pretty transparent across the nation with the Power Schools hack. We just want the same from y'all. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Alexander. Next, we're going to move into some reports. First is a summary of findings of the TEA intruder detection audit conducted by ESC staff.
Dr. Kingman, we did not have a report for this past 30 days from the TEA intruder audits.
Thank you. Next is a construction update.
Thank you, Dr. Kingman. Board, good evening. Still pretty much design. We are several campuses in the design phase, so that's all going good. We have some more this week with Glenn, and I guess we had Lakeview Central last week where we have students actually involved with this. They're coming and helping, so that's pretty exciting for them. The main construction, though, I don't know if any of y'all have been by Crockett, but it's well underway. We're moving dirt, have a pad pretty well built, and a retaining wall poured out there, so it's coming right along. I believe we looked at Lakeview baseball and softball last week, getting ready to, that's KFW's project, so they are starting the design on a new parking lot and concession there, so we've got that. It's busy. And then we've got SKG. Today we marked holes for boring at Central, getting ready for a geotech report there. So lots of stuff going on, just not a whole lot you can see. So that's really about it. Did I miss anything, Dr. Brown? Pretty well cover. And then, of course, I guess next meeting, Park Hill will have a lot more to share. So any questions?
And I might just share quickly with the board that this process they call the charrette process. We start with a lot of different ideas and allow all of the stakeholders to take a look at those and whittle those down to a few, and then they really start getting serious about designing, but it's all about spatial relationship right now, not the finer design. But that's why they brought in the students involved in those programs, the teachers that are sponsors and teaching those programs, so that they could help us know what are we missing? You know, what do we need to think about? How can we make this ours and not just some boilerplate design that an architect might bring? But we want it to be sensible, not over the top, but very practical and functional for us. And so that's what's been going on the last month or month and a half. It's been exciting. And I think the students that have been involved in it have really appreciated the process, because the architects allowed them to stick red and green stickers on the different designs, things they liked and didn't like, and talked with them. And it was really a good process. So we'll just continue that. And on the 21st, Park Hill will be here to give you a more in-depth and probably some really neat designs to look at.
All right. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right. We do have one action item this evening, and it's kind of based on a timing outside of the district, so I'll let Dr. Brandon help us with considering the nominations of candidates to serve on the Board of Directors of the Tom Green Appraisal District for the 26-29 term.
Dr. Keeman, Dr. Moran, Board of Trustees, back in December 31, 2024, taxing units appointed 5 directors to serve terms beginning January 1, 2025 as part of Senate Bill 2. This year we do have up 2 of those positions. Both Bob Reeves and Luis Gomez have showed an interest in returning to the board. The chief appraiser has had good interactions with both of them being on the board of directors, and so we would put their names forward as nominees for the board for the Tom Green County Appraisal District.
And Dr. Brandon, just to make sure I understand, after this nomination, then the staggering will be correct, and everyone will be on 4-year terms from
Yes,
here
sir.
on out. So
Yes,
this
sir.
was to get the people who we had appointed previously, we had to appoint to, or we nominated previously, we had to do 1-year terms in order to get the staggering correct. Is that right?
Right, to meet up with the legislative mandate.
Questions? And the tax appraisal district needs that by the 15th. And for us, our next meeting is not till the week after that, so that's why we're doing that tonight. Any questions for Dr. Brandon? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion for the nominees for election to the Tom Green County Appraisal District Board of Directors for the 4-year term of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st of 2029. The names: 1, Bob Reeves, and number 2, Luis Gomez.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
So a motion from Mr. Gallegos and a second from Mr. Dindal. Any further board comments or questions? All in favor say aye. All against say the same. Motion passes 6-0. All right, at this point in time, we're going to go into closed session, and it's going to be 3 different codes. It's going to be 551.072 under real property, 551.074 under personnel matters, and 551.076, which is security devices. And we will be back in just a moment. All right, we are back from an executive session. We took no votes, no action was taken. So we will move forward with our agenda for this evening. Next on our agenda is to review our proposed agenda for our October 21st meeting. We'll have our invocation, pledge, and recognitions and public comments. Information items, Park Hill will be here, so when they're doing things in the district this week, thought it was better to have their full presentation at the regular board meeting for public and for us next week. Dr. Self will do the targeted improvement plans and turnaround plans, which is also part of the public record. And although this meeting is now recorded, we'll do that at our regular board meeting next week, or 2 weeks. And then we'll have updates on student transfers and student demographics, which will also be presentations that we want the entire public to see. We want the public to see all of them, but that we think having them do that next week, or in 2 weeks again, sorry, I apologize, makes the most sense. So then we'll have consent items, and consent item 1 will be our minutes. Consent item 2 is consider approval of authorized list of investment training providers, and who is here to present that this evening? Dr. Merle.
Texas Government Code Sections 2256.007 and .008 require investment officers to receive related training to their investment responsibilities under the Public Funds Investment Act. So you find the list of those that have returned their documentation, that they've met those expectations and have provided this service in the past for San Angelo ISD. And so you see their organization listed as the providers of that investment training. And so we would submit that list for training for any of our administrators or the finance team in the district. It's quite an extensive list, but all qualified to provide that training.
Dr. Brandon, anybody new on the list?
I do not believe so.
Yeah, looked like they were all have been tenured members with the district.
It looks like that we had one new one, Texas Investment Training.
Any questions for Dr. Brandon regarding the authorized list of investment brokers and dealers? Everyone okay keeping that consent? Okay. So next, we're going to talk about the policy for the approval of the CDA local investment policy for SASD, and that's on page 39. Again, this is with Government Code. Dr. Brandon?
Yes, sir. With the Public Funds Investment Act, again, this time 2256.025, Board of Trustees must review, revise, and adopt a list of qualified brokers and dealers on an annual basis. We have the list of firms that we do business with, and then who the broker or dealer is on each one of those. Ms. Chavez certainly has the day-to-day type activities, communications with these. And then you see behind that a list of each one of those that is saying yes, they would like to remain on the broker-dealers list for San Angelo ISD.
And then the local investment policy, though, Dr. Brandon, is page 39 to 40.
Yes, CDA local.
Yes.
And so each year that has to be reviewed annually, and then you see as part of that our primary goal on page 41, ensure safety of the principal, maintain liquidity, and maximize financial returns. Those are our three things. And then each month, when the board looks at that, you see the diversification of the portfolio for the district. Certainly under our debt service funds and now our capital project funds, ensuring that enough liquidity exists so that we can make payments at the appropriate time during bond construction, or whether that is to make our payments to our INS payments to the bond. And then on page 44, just a note on the annual review that we do. So no changes suggested for CDA local.
Any questions regarding that? Fantastic. Okay, that we'll keep that on consent. The next is our approval of our annual portfolio report ending the 31st of 2025. So I'm going to have Mr. Dindle go ahead and present on that tonight, so that it doesn't have to be a part of our financial report next week or 2 weeks from now, since we already have it for us.
Correct. Normally, these would appear in the financial records for the month, but if you want to look at the year-end investment portfolio report, it's on pages 45 to 49. Page 47 specifically has a chart showing 2024 year-end earnings of 4.206 million procs, and the year-end 2025 year-end earnings of 4.551 million procs. Investments, again, at the end of the year in 2024, approximately 67 million. And again, the investment at the end of the year of 2025, of course, has our bond funds in there at $466,611,000. So again, we can only show 1 month's interest extra collection in that year in 2025, but it'll definitely show the years coming forward where the interest income will be significantly higher than it has been. That's the year-end investment portfolio. If there are not any questions there.
Any questions? Is everyone okay keeping the year-end as part of the consent agenda for next? Okay, keep that on consent. So next is the approval of the quarterly investment report, and that's on page 50.
Page 50, correct. Again, a synopsis there, quarterly year-ending earnings of $1,904,589.82. Again, where the investments earned at the end of the month were, again, $466,611,000.
Dr. Keenan, we inadvertently did not have that copy in. Give it right quick, because this is normally in part of the financials.
Yeah, it was.
So I apologize.
No, it's all good. We're just trying to finding the dance with our new restrictions on when we have to post everything.
I got the summary.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And the only thing other I would like to report is interest rates varied from 3.05% on an older investment that we have up to 5.44% in the interest rates earned right now.
Any questions? Any reason anyone wants to pull that from consent? Okay. We'll keep that on consent. Next, we're going to talk about bid 25-015, which is maintenance, transportation, and miscellaneous supplies, and Mr. Henry's going to help us with that.
Thank you for having me here tonight. This bid establishes a list of vendors mainly used by our maintenance and transportation departments throughout the year for supplies. Child nutrition, campuses, and other departments use this bid as well. This year we had 95 vendors respond to the bid. Additional vendors can be added throughout the contract period upon board approval. These vendors are used to secure supplies, equipment, and services. Any supplies or services that cost $10,000 or more are required to be accompanied by an attempt to secure 3 quotes. This contract period will be from November 1, 2025 to October 31st of 2030. The administration recommends approval of all vendors listed on the attached bid tab. Do you all have any questions over this?
This is bigger than last year's, isn't it?
This one is an odd one because we allow people to be added onto it throughout the year. It was about 30 less than the last time I presented it, but as we go through those, out of those 30, some of them we've never used, some of them are on co-ops and chose that mechanism to do business with us, so we got a good pool though.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Henry on bid 25? Okay, everyone okay keeping that on consent? Okay. Next, at your desk, you have the data cabling and audiovisual tabulation sheet, and Mr. Henry is going to help us with that one as well.
Each year we have the need for a variety of new cable drops in various locations around the district. These may include computer network drops, telephone drops, cable video drops, fiber, and others. We have also seen an increase in the number of AV installations, mostly TVs, throughout the district. With the assistance of the technology department, specifications were created for the addition of data cabling and AV installation. Requests were sent to 24 companies who provide this type of work. Bids were opened and 3 responses were received. The scoring criteria was applied, and Power Systems Security of San Angelo received the highest score. At this time, the administration recommends awarding primary status to Power Systems Security and secondary status to Elite Solutions and Telpro. Do y'all have any questions over this one?
What, the secondary status, what, will they just take up the stuff that power, what do they call it?
Power Systems. Yes, what this does is it gives us the ability, if Power Systems is overwhelmed, instead of having to wait, we can go to one of the secondary vendors and use them. So it's a multiple award bid. But Power Systems would get the first right of refusal.
All right. Any other questions for Mr. Henry? Keep that on consent. Next is new vehicles and used vehicles.
The district is currently in the need of two expeditions. This will primarily be used for staff and student travel. During the 2022-23 school year, bids for new and used vehicles were prepared and received by the purchasing department. These bids were extended by mutual agreement between the vendor and the district. Both bids were awarded to Jim Bass Ford and allow for the purchase of new and used vehicles as needed at a negotiated price. The administration recommends the purchase of 4 new vehicles and the purchase of 2 used vans when available. The used vans shall not exceed a total cost of $60,000. The total cost of all vehicles purchased at this time is $277,606.
Any questions regarding that? And those all come out of budgeted for this year from the different departments?
Correct. This is all capital outlay.
Perfect. All right. Any other questions regarding? Keep that on consent. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Henry. All right, now we're going to start looking at our action items. The bills, accounts, and financial statements that will come to all of us with our agenda for the 21st meeting. And so we will keep that on regular, and we'll have our report on that as well from Mr. Dindal. The extracurricular status of the 4-H organization for McCullough County. Dr. Gomez, anything you want to tell us about that tonight?
Yes, sir. So annually, we approve this list, and you all already approved the list at the beginning of the school year. Since that time, there's been a specific situation involving a student. If you notice, it says in the action sheet, I believe, since it's not on the agenda, it's an extenuating circumstance from where the cattle live, and where the cattle live is where the faculty member has to be. So that's why we need to come back and present to you this additional adjunct request.
So we will keep that as regular, but yeah, it's just adding someone so that a kid can do the 4-H experience that they're trying to do through their home, where the livestock are actually living. All right. The next is House Bill 3372, restrictions on outside employment by administrators. That's also Dr. Gomez listed, but it also has Dr. Brandon on the sheet, so I'm not sure which one of you is doing that. But
I'll just speak to it just because my name is right here, but I'm happy to pass the baton however needed. So we've already brought to you one of these at the beginning of the school year. As we have hired and brought a new administrator on board, we need to also bring that agreement to you because we did not have that employee hired at the time we brought you the last one. It has to be specific to the administrator, and this is an agreement that Dr. Lemaster has with another educational entity to be in alignment with the restrictions on outside employment.
all right. So this is just similar to what we've done before. We'll keep it as regular to let Dr. Lemaster finish an agreement she has with ASU at this point in time. Any questions regarding that? Okay. Next will be bid 25-016, which is the Sam Houston demolition. We kind of talked about this we went through the bidding of it at our meeting, our pre-agenda September meeting. Yes. So we'll keep that as a regular, and we will discuss that with everyone next week. We have the whole board team present. Purchase of yellow school buses. Mr. Livingston, are you? Look at that.
Good evening, everybody. As promised last month, I was be back this month with the yellow bus purchase for the upcoming year. This does stay in alignment with our proposed fleet turnover, and also keeps us in line with the Senate Bill 546 that was passed this past legislative session, that's going to require 3-point belts on each seat for every bus by September 1st of 29. So as long as we don't fall short of our proposed turnover, we won't have to sweat the September 1, 29 date. This particular bid is for 8 units. There's 2 of them that are going to take the place of a couple of units on the yellow fleet that sit on our travel line. They're going to be upgraded with underbody storage and upgraded air conditioning capabilities for travel purposes, but the nice part about those, they can also be used as route buses as well. And those two that are now sitting there will move over to the daily fleet. We'll have also the addition of 4 72 passenger route buses, general education, and 2 that are going to be equipped for special needs. Total of 8 units.
So this is on our replacement cycle. Is this coming out of fund balance or out of capital?
Yes, yes, sir. At capital, it would be
But
fund balance, but
Fund
what we've
balance,
already
the capital outlay, what
designated.
we designated earlier this year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are the same buses, is what I'm trying to make sure of. Okay, thank you.
And pending approval, Mr. Livingston, what's the delivery date for?
It'll probably be summer for most of them at the end of the school year.
Okay. That's some good news.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any questions? All right, we'll present that. Or do y'all want to move that to consent, or? We'll make that one consent. Mr. Livingston, we won't make you come back for that one next week,
Okay, thank you.
or 2 weeks from now. All right, so Jessica, you got that? Okay. Next, we're going to talk about bond construction delivery methods. And Dr. Brandon, you want to give us a short synopsis on what we're doing here with Fannin and KFW?
Yes, sir. I'll give you a quick update. Brooks and Kai Frankie will be here on the 21st to talk through that with the board. That was originally a sealed bid proposals for that campus, but they believe in similar projects that they've done in that 17 million neighborhood. And after looking at the scope of the project, they think there will be cost savings to the district to do that as a construction manager at risk. And so they would like to talk through that with the board. And since the board approved the project list all at once, then we would bring that back to the board to make a change for Fannin, for KFW Architects to do the CMAR.
All right, so we'll obviously keep that regular, and just so everyone knows what's going on there. And then RFQ 25-021, we are hoping to have a recommendation by our October 21st meeting for Glen, Central, and Lakeview, whether those are all construction manager at risk that bids have been received, and we just need to get tabulated as far as what the recommendation will be based on all of that. So
Yeah, yes, sir.
Did I get
The
that
Park
right?
Hill will be here that evening and walk the board through each one of the contractors that were part of that bid process, and then give some different scenarios and cost savings to the district, whether those are assigned individually or all as one.
So we will keep that as regular and work through that as a board next on the October 21st. All right. Any other questions or comments from the board? All right, so then we'll have our announcements, and that will be everything. So finding nothing else, we are adjourned. Thank you.